India is an adventurous paradise. You head out for a holiday, which quickly turns into a survival situation. A dream turns into a nightmare.
I'm thirsty, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm lost.
Shelter, water, and food become a priority. A fire to keep you warm. But how? I'm Chandan Lahiri from OTA Survival School. I'll give you some tips and show you some tricks to use in a self-reliant situation. Do not think problems can only happen to other people. It can happen to you. Hello again. One of the most common questions that I face when I run my survival schools, and the participants, they are not aware of things to be aware of when in an outdoor situation, when they're going out for a hike, for a trek, for a weekend out in the outback. One of the first questions which come up, and pretty much everybody asks me this question, is we are out on a holiday. What can go wrong? This question stumps me very often because a lot can go wrong, and a lot can go wrong very easily in the blink of an eye, the snap of a finger, and suddenly you find yourself that you needed to be prepared for a survival situation. Let me just give you some examples of what can go wrong when you're out in the outdoors. This is alien territory. You're not used to living in a place like this. We are used to the comforts of city life. You flick a switch, you have the lights, you have your air conditioning, you have your fan, you have a TV, you have your internet, your computer, everything else. Here, all that is non-existent. You are in the bosom of nature, and in the bosom of nature, you have to adapt to what nature provides. And in the process of adaptation, because we're not used to it, and we're not prepared for it, we're not trained for it, a lot of things can go wrong. We're used to walking on tarmac, on tiles, on cement floors. Here, you don't have that. When you're walking on terrain like this, it is undulating. There are potholes, there are rocks. You could be walking through streams. It's very easy to sprain an ankle. And when you sprain an ankle in a place like this where civilization is some distance away, walking can become very difficult. So be careful of ankle sprains. That is a problem that you might be facing when you're in the outback. If you have the wrong kind of footwear, you could get into all kinds of other problems. A, your walking will not be comfortable. You might get into ankle sprains. And the problem with improper footwear is when you're walking through terrain like this, you have sharp rocks, you could have thorns, you could have stepping on trees which has got sharp branches, broken branches. They could pierce through your sole and it could hurt your foot pretty badly. So get proper footwear. And that if you don't get proper footwear, that's another problem that you could face. One other problem that most adventurers who are in the outdoors, they might possibly face. And that's a very distinct reality actually. It might sound that it won't happen, but that's a problem that you can face and you will face if you're out very often into the outdoors and you don't know what to do in case you get into a survival situation. And that is getting lost. It's very easy to get lost when you're out in the jungle, surrounded by trees. And you can lose your bearings very easily on a cloudy day where you can't see the sun, so you can't orientate yourself. And suddenly, you go for a short stroll from camp. You walk 20, 25, 30 yards, maybe to relieve yourself, maybe to watch some birds, maybe to take some pictures. When you turn around, you don't recognize your way back to camp. While trying to find your way back, you veer off course more and more, and suddenly you're lost. And if you're lost, you better know what to do to get back to civilization, get back to camp, get back to safety. That's another problem that is very common among adventurers, among trekkers, who don't know what to do in case they are in a survival situation. So that's a problem that you need to be aware of. Learn to adapt, improvise, innovate, and overcome. To learn more tips and tricks, visit this site. I'm Chandan Lahiri, and I hope to see you soon at the OTA Survival School. Leave nothing but footprints. Bring back nothing but memories.